podcast for you. You'll get golf tips and news off the tour, the review. Come and join us, have some fun.
So everybody, welcome to week 16 of 2010. Excellent. And we're just going to have to pour our drinks before we say cheers. So hope you don't mind us drinking this Weizen, which has cost us $7.50 each, but never mind. And as you can see, we're in Mallorca still, aren't we, Pat?
Yeah, it's nice. The thing is, because of this volcano spitting all the fire, we can't get home. So
We're staying in.
Everybody's kind of getting worried about it, and we're just happy
Chilling
we
out,
can stay
yeah.
here.
Because the weather's horrendous here, really. I know it's nice at home and where you might be in Northern Europe, wherever you are. But it's very warm. In fact, I'm going to take my jacket off. It's very, very warm. So we're sat in the shade, having our Weizen.
Yeah, I can't say cheers. It takes a while.
Well, I'll say cheers then.
Oh.
Cheers, Pat.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Lovely. So, right. Well, we're here due to the volcano, which is an unpronounceable name, which we're not going to attempt here. But the cloud has spread out over Northern Europe and left us in Mallorca.
That's very sad. It's the worst place in the world to be stuck at.
Awful. Yeah. Actually, my daughter's got a party Monday evening. I'd actually really like to go home. Actually, but if I can't make it, then this is probably not a bad place to be. Actually.
Exactly.
Yeah. So so we're having a nice time here, aren't we? We've been practicing all week.
Been playing golf every day, at least 18 holes. I've been playing 36 some days. We had a very interesting guest this week on the driver.
We did, yeah. There's a guy who rudely pushed into our group. You know, we're practicing on the range. We play in the mornings and practice in the afternoon, which we're going to get to in a moment where we do that. But there was a young man who just barged his way into the middle of our group, and if we remember to cut this video properly, then you'll see him right now. And assuming we haven't cut the video properly, you didn't see him then. Anyway, we made him Student of the Week, and if you can't read this, it says Adam Scott, for those of you who didn't recognise the young man in the picture, but I'm sure you did. And he just barged into our group, and
he hit it fairly well, didn't he?
He's not bad, yeah.
Not as good as some of our team.
No, some of our team hit the ball much better. Anyway, so we did this week in that we had everybody play in the mornings and practice in the afternoons. So why do we do that, Pat? I don't know, so I thought I'd ask you.
Well, usually we would do it. We would like to do it other way around, right? Because that's what we usually do.
That's what people usually do, but we don't.
You don't need to go on the range before you go on the golf course. You
No.
can just go out and play. Why would you want to go on the range? I mean, yeah, you can warm up, but you don't have to hit balls to warm up. Just do a couple of drills and you're warm. Or run to the tee and you're warm.
Exactly. And I think there's more damage to be done on the range, whacking balls away and trying to get the feel of the tweak of the week or whatever it may be.
You start thinking and checking your plane and here and there.
And it really is not a good idea. I mean, I grew up at a golf course where they didn't even have a range. In fact, the first course I was a member at, a public course, they didn't even have a practice ground. There's no way you could go. There were some nets which were horrendous because there was a hole in it, and when you hit your ball, you lost it in the trees behind. So no one did it. And what we did before we went out and played, we had a chipping competition. It was actually a great warm up, and you just warmed up. Well, like Patrick said, you walk to the first tee and swing your arms around a bit, and lift your arm up and down like this, and you are warm. So
Strangely enough, when I was in England after school for 1 year, it was the same. There was nothing to practice.
Did you go to school for a whole year? Amazing. Right.
No, I actually didn't. But exactly the same. And interestingly enough, in Germany, there's hardly any courses like that, and the amount of good players from England is slightly higher than in Germany.
It is. I've noticed that since I've been there. I've been in Germany now for 15 years, and I've noticed a slight difference in the average handicap of the golfers. We don't want to insult anyone, but
just look at the professionals.
Well, right. Yeah. What about them?
Well, there's
Martin Keimer. He's not bad.
Yeah, but who else?
Bernhard Langer. He's not bad.
Right, he's on Champions Tour now. But how many English is there? I mean, there's like
Well, there
or
are
in
yeah.
the top 10 or something.
So do you think the fact that English people don't go on the range that much and they just go on the course and play might be one of the reasons why?
Yes, I do.
Python's quite strong.
Yes, I do think that's
Makes
one
sense.
of the reasons. They learn
Right.
to get the ball in the hole with as few shots as possible instead of trying to swing it as nice as possible.
Which is what we've done this week, and we've had a few students this week who've been quite resistant to our methods this week, haven't they? I mean, what we've been trying to do is have a subject every day. So for example, one day we obviously did some full swing, then we did some putting, and we did some pitching, we did some bunker and so forth. So we had a subject every day, but it was amazing how many people wanted to go on the range all the time, wasn't it? And so, I've done the pitching, but I need to go on the range to get my swing perfect.
And it was so difficult for us to actually have them not doing it.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And, it's interesting to be with you guys on a week like this and see how you actually play, isn't it? Playing around the golf course and how you practice and so forth. Because it's something we don't get much time to do. Obviously we're stuck on the range and the chipping green, the putting green, trying to help you out with your golf. And tell you what, we've seen a week like this, so many things that we think, tell you what, we're working on the wrong thing. We don't work on your backswing. Let's get you around the chipping green, chipping and putting it. And I'm thinking about one person in particular. I think you know what I mean. When we got him on the chipping station, he was terrible, right?
Yeah.
That's station for a reason. And he still wants to work on his full swing technique. And the thing is, golf is a game. It's so simple. You write down on your scorecard how many shots you've taken, and the winner is the guy with the least shots, and that's it. And there is no more.
It was so interesting. The first day, I went on the golf course and just watched them play. We didn't play with them, and with each and every single one, we thought that's what they need. They need maybe some, pre-shot routine thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, think box, play box, what we've been talking about a lot, and then short game. I mean, everybody needed short game.
Yeah, they did. Particularly this time of year, where most people have not had this type of weather for the last 5 months, and the greens aren't that good at home and so forth. Neither the fairways, and people haven't.
Telefongang. Yeah.
So sorry about that, everybody. The camera just stopped working. That was Anton on the phone.
Anton. They're all going nuts.
They're all going nuts. Anyway, so we were saying, chipping and potting, you haven't been doing it very much, and obviously you're not going to be chipping and potting very well at this time of year. What else are you going to expect?
But really, you all know it anyway. You just like pounding balls.
You do.
So stop
Actually,
doing
that
that.
is the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop ball banging and practice your short game.
Just
because everybody
try to
talks about
understand
it.
this game,
Yeah.
and you do. But just get on with it.
That's good. Yeah, don't abuse the clients, particularly not the more wealthy ones. So we're getting to the end of this podcast, I think, because the camera's not working, and I've drunk more than you, actually, which is the first time I think that's ever happened, that I've drunk more than Patrick.
Oh, by the way, I've got all my stuff here as well.
Yeah.
Because usually it gets stolen when I'm abroad, so
It does actually, yeah. So.
I just keep it with me all the time, especially
Yeah.
with all the money I've won in there.
Exactly, yeah, quite. Speaking of which, my stuff's over in the lobby, so we better go back and make sure my stuff's not been stolen. Especially if Sven's around here anyway. Well, he can't be, can he? Because he can't fly here, so that's good. All right, well, thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll speak to you next week, probably from Germany. We'll see. We might still be here. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. You'll see where we are next time. So,
All right.
cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Join in.